Yeah, just get the games going. It's at that point where I think all of them are ready to, get the games moving here and get some live at bats, things like that. So it's that part of spring where I think they're all ramped up a little bit to get things going.
You got a lot of guys who are throwing early on, just the one inning, but are you evaluating yet, or do they kind of get like a freebie?
This starts, to be honest, but same time you do know it's their first outing. They're getting their feet wet. They're getting the cobwebs out a little bit and the live action, getting used to the clock, all these things. But no, it starts now. I said the first week, we just want them to get ready. But the competition between some spots on the club, it starts now.
Well, go ahead.
You have two guys thrown today, Kelly and Church, who kind of have a chance to make the bullpen out of camp. What have you liked about the two of them?
Both big arms. I'll start with that. Kelly, from the left side, it's impressive what he did last year. He's got the equipment to pitch up there. We know that, and so key with him is his quality strikes. The Church had a good spring last year, had a good year. And watching his bullpens, he's really been throwing well too. So I'm excited to see both of them.
When you see that a guy's given up 5 walks or whatever it was in 35 innings as a reliever, I think that's what his last 3 months of last year were, Kelly. How excited does that get you?
Well, all of us were excited about it, to be honest, because you look at him as kind of a power guy, early, that was erratic at times as far as his command out of the strike zone, but it just got better and better, and he's just grown as a player. So he's knocking on the door now. And this will be probably a little more comfortable experience for him than last year. I'm sure the nerves were there, and they will be there this year, but still the unknown factor is gone for him, and so I think he will see an even more relaxed version of who he is.
They will have to get more than 3 outs. Is that fair to say? When they pitch, if they were to make the bullpen.
Yeah.
They have to be multi-inning guys.
1+, 2 innings. Really everybody. I'm talking about even our high leverage guys. They'll get up and down. So, that will apply to all the relievers.
Bruce, you mentioned that last year you felt like you could tell the team had a chance to be really good and special very early in the games in spring training. What kind of things will you be looking for early in spring training this year to see if this team has a chance to be special once again?
Yeah, I don't need to look at this team to say that, to be honest now. They've done it, and I believe they can do it again, or we can do it again. And so, we got some guys not able to play right now, but when you look at what we're looking at this spring and the spots that are open, there's not a lot, but there are a few to keep the competition there. And so this is a team that they're coming in as world champions. So there shouldn't be a question, if we can do something special. Well, that's our expectation now, and we're just going to now throw these guys out there and break with the best squad that we have to give us a chance to do it again.
What's going on with the pants?
What'd I do with the pants?
You didn't do anything with the pants. Big controversy in spring training. Nike's pants are see-through.
I didn't notice that. You're looking pretty hard, aren't you?
You don't really have to look all that hard. It's all over the internet.
No, I did see that, but I'll be honest, I haven't really noticed.
You're okay?
Yeah.
You're not too worried about the see-through pants?
Well, sure, if they're it's really that obvious, but no, I know that they're looking at it. So we'll see what they end up doing.
This is not on your agenda of things.
No.
Are y'all taking it slow with Dolly?
We are slow playing him, Jonah. So they'll be in there, but that's what we said. We're going to ramp them up slowly, and that was the plan coming in. He's good. He's fine. He's going through the workouts. But we just said we can back off these guys. I mean, really wasn't all that long ago when games started March 1st. So
Hey, Bochy, your fans will see you on the field today against another team for the first time since November. Obviously, these are spring training lineups, but for your fans to see Carter Langford batting 2-3, should they be excited about that?
Oh, I think they should. I am. It's pretty cool to see these two young men hitting, second and third, and the first game of spring training. And they're going to hit everywhere this spring. They're not locked in there, not locked in on what we're doing with the club or anything. But, the first game to have those two there, I think it should excite everybody. I mean, they're tremendously talented, and to be able to, get a first-hand look at, the two of them back-to-back and see the future for the Texas Rangers. They're a huge part of it. It's pretty cool to see, for me, too.
How do you think Leote's handling this? These guys coming up and his job security. Have you talked to him? Or?
No, I don't think I've had to. I mean, he's our center fielder. So I think probably as much as anything, when I look at Leo, is how hungry he is to get better. And I'm really excited about some things he's done in the offseason to work on part of his game that he was trying to improve, particularly from the right side. It's shorter, it's just more compact. From the left side, I mean, it's jumping off his bat right now. He's a very gifted player now. In this game, hey, I think competition's great, and those guys are always, probably going to feel that a little bit. That's fine. That brings out the best in them.
I know you've talked a lot about Simeon and the Ironman thing, but what is it about his work ethic that's allowed him to do what he's done and keep doing it?
He's just so religious with it. He doesn't let up, doesn't take a day off. That's who he is. We all have a different approach to the game, and watching his, it's the same every day. He doesn't miss his ground balls, and his routine on the hitting, and he looks great too. I mean, you look at the workload he carried last year, and I just love the way he's moving around and his energy. It just doesn't change with him, and a lot of guys don't have that ability, to be honest. To bring it every day the way he does. We're lucky to have him.
It seems like Leote, getting back to Leote, he's like underappreciated. I mean, I know you guys appreciate him,
Well,
but I mean, people are ready to trade him and make room for Evan and Wyatt. People being,
I didn't know that, but no, he's very much appreciated here. With the things that he can do, I think he's made improvement. Every year. The bat just continues to get better. Sometimes we forget how young he is. So he's a guy I'm gonna move around in the order too. He'll maybe hit at the top of the order a few times. But at one point last year, he was as good a hitter as anybody we had in the lineup. You look at what he was doing in that 9-hole, and then his defense, I think, just got better as the year went. Coming in on the ball, going back around the wall. No, he's a worker. He's this guy. You always look for a continuous improvement in the player and the desire for him to get better, and that's what Leo has. Niners, really?
What was Burke's issue the second part of the season?
I'd say more than anything, he just was off with his command a little bit. Just wasn't quite as sharp. He's made nice little adjustment. He's tightened it up a little bit with his delivery, actually shortened it up a little bit. Not quite as long in the back, and he's looked really good. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited to see him throw today.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, right? But we've talked about Spores, Leclerc, Robertson, Yates all having roles. Brock has more relief innings for this club the last 2 years than anybody. Does he have a role?
Yeah, he has a role, and we hope it's a major role for our bullpen to help us win ball games. He's done it. He can do it again. He just got derailed there for a couple of months, the back end of the season. But to his credit, he's worked hard to get back to where he needs to be with his command. His stuff has been really good in the early go here. So, again, I'm looking forward to watching this and watching him carry that into the game today. That first start again, hey,
Right.
we don't put a lot of stock in that, but I just like where he's at right now. I think he likes where he's at, and he throws the way he's been throwing here in the backfields. It's going to be a good spring for him.
And the best way to describe the change is just that he shortened it up.
Yeah. It's not quite, as I said, as long in the back, and so anyway, I think it's helped his command, and really his stuff too. He just, like I said, he got off a little bit, which is not uncommon with pitchers.
Bruce, how big of an impact did Jacob deGrom have on the team last year, even after the injury, just in the clubhouse and assisting in different ways, maybe having that mind?
Oh, it was great, just having him around. His experience, very popular on this club, so he was, doing what he can, what he could to help us out. He's in the dugout, then clubhouse, and that is a big impact. It means a lot to the other players when you have a guy like that still is taking time to help out, even though he can't himself. He's on the IL. I've seen it before where you don't see those guys, but he was available. He was talking to players, and so it was really good to see that.
And what's your message to him in this what's the conversation like for him as he's trying to get back to being back mid-season or so, not rushing things, making sure that when he's back, he's fully ready to go?
Well, he knows the deal. He's, it's not his first rodeo, so to speak, but he's got guidelines from our doctors, from our medical staff, trainers. And we're not going to let him rush it. I think he's smart enough to realize you can't rush something like this, and it takes time, and patience is a virtue, as they say, especially when you're going through something like he is. So now I promise you, we will not rush him back.
What are you looking to see from Zeke throughout camp?
Zeke,
Yes.
really, just having the spring he had last year, that was really impressive in my first look at him. He will be playing everywhere. He's playing short today, but he'll be playing third, mainly in the infield in the early go here. But Zeke, for about 2-3 weeks there, he got off with his timing. I think he was trying to maybe generate too much power, maybe, but he got back on track at the end, and we didn't have him on the roster until we had an injury, but just to be the guy who we had early in the season, a guy that really saved us. You look at the need that we had there when Corey went down and how he filled in, and not just offensively but defensively. He played as good a shortstop as a regular shortstop. That's how good he was, and he didn't have a lot of time there. So that's what was impressive. He's a gifted hitter. He's a gifted player, can run. He does a lot of things to help a ball team.
What does a good spring look like for Owen White, and what are you hoping to see out of him in these games?
Yeah. Like yesterday, what I liked about that game was how we pounded the strike zone. We threw 120-something pitches. That's what we want Owen to do, command of all pitches, and which he has. So, this is, I think, a big spring for him, regardless what happens. But for him to feel like he belongs here and that he has the stuff to pitch up here, which he does. So I think more importantly, is stay healthy. Last year, we had a little hiccup with his health in spring training. So we'll keep an eye on him.
He got a few outings in the majors last year. He was around for some periods of the season.
Yeah.
How much can that help a guy? Just getting a little bit of taste and bringing that into this year.
Yeah, so many times I say that's a valuable experience for these guys to come up. You just get rid of that. As I've said, the unknown factor. What's it like up there? That you don't know till you get there. So if it's a day or two, that helps. Spring training helps. The major league camp. To be around the guys, to watch these games, talk to the veterans, things like that. So the fact that he did get called up last year, I think, was big for him.
What impresses you most about Mike Maddox and the strengths that he brings to his job?
So many things about Mike. I love. You can start with knowledge. He's a pitching guru. He just has a great way about him, great feel about him. You go out to the mound, you got 30 seconds to get him back on track, and he's just so good at that. But his preparation, he has these guys prepared, and how much time he puts in to get them prepared before he even talks to them. I see it on a daily basis. I see it here, and you see it in his meetings, and he keeps it alive. He keeps it entertaining, but at the same time, he's very positive and instructional. So, I say this about players, but we're lucky to have him as our pitching coach.
So what do you expect to get out of Dave Bush in that role and working with Mike?
You know what? To help Mike out, Mike, he does a lot. He has a lot on his plate, and he and David have known each other, so it's going to, I think, help lighten the load a little bit for Mike and help with the game strategy, management, things like that. You got another set of eyes and ears that. Maybe a different idea too that we all can learn something from, get from, and so no, he's a great addition. With his experience.
But as that develops, does Dave take more of a hand on the analytics side? Is he more involved with game planning? How do you integrate that?
By both. He's going to help integrate that. He's going to, be a liaison from, analytics to, our game planning. But he's been a pitching coach, so he understands too. Just other intangibles that go with this. So it's another. I think, way to transition to what we want to do in the right way, and that's all the information that we get and give to the players, and before the game, go over again, the strategy part of it, and he'll have some his own ideas.